has come out, and you're right. There were some studies that suggested.
Hello, hello, hello. How you guys doing? This is good old Grandmaster Evner. I did a video earlier, and it should have been already on my channel. Okay. It ain't on here. It's not on here. And this isn't the first time. It ain't on my YouTube studio, and I mean it ain't on here. I think that they are censoring me. I talked about today a story that I heard, and it was about two institutions, a bakery and a college, that had history that spanned over 130 plus years. And they both went into a court battle. Now, how it began was that in college, you're in there at 18, you don't leave until you're about 22, 23 years old. But if you're underage drinking, it's a bad thing. But if you go and you shoplift, it's a crime. You could do, 5 months in jail for that shit? If it's severe, but no. So, this bakery was family owned since the 1880s. So, this black youth, went in, underage, and he shoplifted his wine. I mean, we all know that if you go buy liquor, or say like wine, beer, you name it, you gotta show ID. So it led to the owner calling 911. The underage youth that grabbed the wine and about to run, he smacked the phone out of his hands and then took off. So the owner's grandson, who works there, chased after the kid. And he caught up to him, got him, held him down. The young man said, "I'm going to kill you." Okay. So all this fuss was over a young man, a young black kid, underage, getting caught. Then it led to a huge cancer culture bullshit. And the school and this bakery have, now mind you, a relationship that spanned over 130 plus years. Okay, almost 140 years. They seen this kid get tackled down, underage. He got arrested and got charged. So somebody thought, let's go after this family-ran bakery. This family-ran bakery that's been around since the late 1880s. the school got involved in it. Everybody started talking shit about the store, saying it's the bakery for the white supremacists kind of shit, you know, very uncalled for, disrespect, you know. And a lot of the black students just stood there, the majority of them stood there, blocked the entrance and everything else, yelling at the owners, which they don't know the story. They're calling them racist, white supremacists. These students, these black students, didn't know what was going on. Okay, this is what's wrong with people today. Okay, they assume what's going on. Okay, this kid was charged and went to trial, and he wrote a letter stating it's not the family bakery's fault. He was shoplifting. Okay, he was shoplifting, stole a bottle of wine, took off, attacked the owner's grandson, which is assault, by the way. Even if you hit the phone out of his hand, that's still assault. Now, cancel culture is nothing much more than a bunch of hearsay bullshit, you know. And makes no sense. Makes no sense. And doesn't. It makes no sense. So, because of what these kids did, the school, the elitist people at the top of school. Now, let me tell you a bit about the school. It was the first college ever to accept black people. Okay? First school ever. Now, the abolitionists fought to free slaves. Now, there's a statue of a couple of people who were aboriginalists. But they fought to free slaves during the Civil War. Now, how come their statues are taken down? Well, we all know it's fucking political and shit. They politicize the crap. Now, after a while, the store started to lose money because of this mob that doesn't know what happened, but they assume it's a race thing. Left-wing Democratic elitists, they will use race for a reason. Stupidity. And if you're a black student, they would put stuff in your head that you would probably believe or not believe. Because that's what elitists do. They will lie to you, put things in your head, all kinds of shit. So that's why after the kid wrote the letter saying it's not the family's fault that he stole the wine, he went in, shoplifted. He saw the owner's grandson call 911. He went over, hit the phone out of his hand like a dumbass. After he ran out with the wine, the owner's grandson chased him, tackled him down, held him down until cops came. Young people who are overgrown children at these overpriced daycare centers would assume, oh, it's a race thing. It's a white guy chasing a black kid who goes to school. Yeah, and the kid had a bottle of wine that wasn't paid for. He had no receipt. He didn't show ID, by the way. So when I was doing the video with it on my phone, I used an app called Streamlabs. And It should have been on my channel a long time ago because I'll look it from a nap. So after all that was said and done, the family bakery sued the school because the school went along with all this crap that these students did. Blamed the bakery for being a bunch of racist, white supremacist, kind of shit like that. And it really crumbled the relationship that they both had since the 1880s. Now, mind you, this is nearly 135, 140 years ago. Okay? You have to think before you do some stupid shit or say some stupid shit. The young man was arrested for shoplifting and assault. He was charged. He was tried, convicted. During that time, he wrote a letter saying it wasn't their fault. It was his fault that all this started. But it would have gone this far if they would shut the fuck up, mind their own damn business. Okay? If you shoplift, you're going to get caught. Cops are going to get called. If you assault somebody by hitting the front of their hand, that's still called assault. You could do nearly a year in jail for that shit, you know. So, the family bakery took the school to court. After a while, the jury came back with a verdict. The jury came back in favor of the family bakery. The school had to pay out $44 million. Now, this is what happens when nobody thinks. Nobody uses their fucking brain. Okay? Nobody uses their brain because they just automatically jump the fucking gun. Okay? The leftist mob at this time failed. Okay? They failed. Now we got some in Seattle, we got some in Portland, we got some in Chicago, where the mayor and governor ain't doing shit. They're playing tiddlywinks while jerking off and shit. DC mayor, same shit, refused to do anything. Los Angeles, same mayor there is also a Democrat, failure in life. And in Provo, Utah, some dumb motherfucker put out a gun while a guy in a white SUV pulls up and stops. The guy pulls out a gun and fires and hits the 60-year-old guy. Why? Why do this shit, okay? My question is for Black Lives Matter. Okay? It's your movement. It's supposed to be a peaceful movement, okay? My question for you is, why are these left-wing white people, left-wing Democratic white people taking over your movement, telling you not to talk to that person because they're racist? How do you know how do you know they're not racist? How do you know that they're racist? You don't know. You cannot tell by looking at them, by the way. Look at me. I got long hair growing out, beard going gray. I'm a middle-aged guy. I'm about 6 years shy of 50, for Christ's sake, you know. So my question to you, everybody here is, how come nobody thinks anymore, okay? How come nobody thinks anymore? They just automatically jump to conclusions without actually waiting for the investigation. Okay? If you would just wait a moment, do the investigation, okay? You have a lawyer in Atlanta and you have a lawyer in St. Louis who jumped the fucking gun, don't give a rat's ass. who should be investigated, who should be disbarred, by the way. These mobs are lucky they didn't get shot in that community. Gated community, they wrecked the fence. Kim Gardner says, oh, they're peaceful. Peaceful, my ass. If you look at the fence, it wasn't like that. They tore the motherfucker down. They went in looking for the mayor. These mobs are threatening local government officials, okay? These mayors need to think. They're at your house. They're there to intimidate you. They're there to intimidate you to bow down to them. They're there to intimidate you to bow down, bend the knee, and kiss their ass while on your front lawn. They're thinking, oh, let's scare Mayor so-and-so into bowing down to us. No. If I was mayor, I would have done what if I was mayor, I would have done exactly what the McCloskeys did in their home in St. Louis. Because these Democratic left-wing mayors don't give a rat's ass. The people of these cities elected pussies. They elected a bunch of pussies who refuse to do anything. Okay? They haven't done a fucking thing. Mayor Lightfoot in Chicago. Okay? That guy in Portland hasn't done a fucking thing. Mayor in Seattle. What have these motherfuckers done? Nothing. Okay? While cops are in Chicago sitting in the office of a congressman, okay, who saw this and is pissed because the mayor